Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. I've got some breaking news for you, something I found. I put it out on Twitter, but I'm going to go in a little bit of more detail for you in this video. I want to first talk, the market. It's not really doing anything. It's just pretty much moving sideways with some projects down slightly. Not a whole lot of volatility. Yeah, it's just kind of in a holding pattern. But the other project I want to talk about is ADA, and it is kind of interesting because it's in connection with Flare Networks. So Flare put out just a few days ago, and there's 3 days left, you can still vote. 21,397 people have chimed in so far. That's pretty good. Should ADA be integrated as an F asset? Well, I of course voted yes, and I'm part of the 85.3% who also think yes, but I can't imagine why 14.7% would say no, because this is an example that can supply ADA liquidity to Flare X so that there is a decentralized way to trade ADA pairs against other F assets. Sounds great to me. And also, this application on Flare is built using the Ethereum virtual machine, which isn't available on Cardano. So I'm not sure why people, I mean, if you know why someone would say no, please enlighten me. I would love to hear in the comments below. All right, this is interesting. Charles Hoskin was on. He's not the only one that has to fight FUD. Actually, the breaking news I'm going to tell you about, I had to fight FUD on that 2, 3, 4 times. 6, 7 months ago, and so I know what it feels like. I hope that Flare isn't too late also in asking to do something with him, but maybe they don't have to ask. Yeah, maybe because it's decentralized, they don't have to really work with anybody on the ADA team. But I don't know, because he says in this video that all deal offers are just off the table now. He can't take any more. They've got so many people coming to him to do things that he has said that in this last video he can't do any more. So if you have this, offer to bring him, he's not taking them right now. He's just too swamped. But in the FUD that he was fighting, somebody, and I don't know who it was, he says it was clearly an Ethereum maximalist, which we need to get out of this maximalism in this space. It's just not healthy for the ecosystem at all. But he said that somebody claimed ADA was just a ghost chain. And what he brought out is, and it was interesting because I didn't know, on Ethereum, there have been 3,800 decentralized apps launched on the Ethereum blockchain, and most of those, are ghost chains. And here you have Cardano that just has been available recently to launch things on, and they have 1,300 tokens so far that have been launched, and many of them are real value, high utility projects. So it's very impressive. We've got a lot of really impressive platforms out there. I think Flare Networks is going to absolutely be one of them. And we have Algo and Tezos and Polkadot and Avalanche. And this part of the cryptocurrency, I think, is super exciting. But what he wants to also point out, and I thought it was quite interesting, is here you have Bitcoin, which doesn't have one decentralized app built on it. At least that's what he says. And we think of it as the most valuable crypto asset in the space. It just goes to show that this world of speculation is really crazy sometimes. All right, so I think he's right in saying what he did, because ADA is already moving as much economic value today as Ethereum. So I think ADA is going to be a project that's going to have a lot of promise. Now, if you're an ADA enthusiast, there's a new announcement coming on the 25th of this month. It's going to be announced on the IOHK Cardano 360 website. They have a very dynamic, active community. It's impressive. And they use this channel to make the announcements of their collaborations and partnerships. So just in case you want to check in on that, I'm very curious. And when you listen to Charles talk about what got him into blockchain, I think his thinking really aligns well with Flare Networks. Have a listen to this, just this 40 seconds.
Titles to start having a discussion of why does the world have fractured financial systems? And why is it the case that people, for no fault of their own, if they lose the geographic lottery, are born into systems that will keep them perpetually poor, regardless of how hard they work or the content of their character? This led me to the cryptocurrency space.
Why he is talking about this at this moment with the Blockchain Africa Conference is because he's working with many African governments to develop digital identities. And if that can happen for people in Africa, it's going to open the gates for millions. And it's so interesting that he uses Kiva as his inspiration. Kiva is a micro lender, and they have lent a lot out there, like 1.3 billion in USD loans so far, all to the unbanked. And you can see that Ripple joined in December 2019 as a lender. I actually joined a group and we did a project years ago on this, but this is a very, very good website and providing real value to a lot of people who need it. And RippleWorks. RippleWorks is a company that was co-founded by Chris Larson, who's the chairman of Ripple, and they gave $5 million in the way of a grant to Kiva, helping to pilot in Sierra Leone a digital identity project so that millions of people could participate in the financial system. And if that name Kiva sounds familiar, maybe you remember that they were announced as one of the original funding partners, or the founding partners of the Facebook Libra Association, which has now been renamed to Diem. And they're not launched yet, but I can tell you for sure this is going to eventually launch. And so when we come down and just take a look at who's going to receive the Spark token that's coming out in Q2, RippleWorks does participate in receiving those Spark tokens. So everybody keeps asking me, when are they coming? Well, Q2. And so it's May or June, I hear, and I kind of have heard more June than May. So it'll be Q2, and that will be for everyone who took part in the XRP snapshot in December. And if you didn't, and you want to have the Flare Spark token, you will have to buy it on the secondary market from one of the exchanges when that becomes available after the mainnet launches. So you'll be able to do that in Q2. All right, here's the big news, everyone. Yeah, I had to fight a lot of FUD on this. I'll explain, but we've got MoneyNetint, strange name, MoneyNetint opens up to the Brazilian market, and they're going to do so with the small and medium-sized businesses for affordable cross-border payments. And yes, it will run on Ripple. Now, there is really something that is part of this whole announcement that I think is very interesting. Actually, two parts to it. First, it is done with the partnership of Banco Rendimento. That was the first bank to use Ripple Cloud, and they did so entirely using the cloud. That was a pretty big deal. And here is where it really gets interesting. This new service is going to be fully compatible with PIX, P-I-X. That's the Instant Payment System program that was developed by the Central Bank of Brazil. So now it makes sense why Brad and a couple of other people from Ripple were on that kind of Zoom call that was in the evening that was top secret and nobody could understand what the details were. I'm just sure that this is what was in the works. And it's a big segment in terms of payments for Brazil in this sector for the SMEs. It's a $8 to $12 billion market, so it's going to have, I think, a lot of potential to, yes, run the digital asset XRP. And why do I say that? Because last summer we saw that the company, what are they? I can't say their name. MoneyNetint. MoneyNetint. I don't know why. It just doesn't roll off the tongue easily for me. But they did say that they are seeing an increased demand for instant payments and are looking forward to the day when using a digital asset such as XRP to source on-demand liquidity during transactions on RippleNet is something they're looking forward to, and they want it to be as simple as using credit cards nowadays. Yeah, how nice. So I think we've got a big chance that this is going to be an ODL partner. And remember, we had Marjan Delatin say that ODL was coming live in Brazil soon. So, I mean, you just, don't have to do too much connecting of dots to realize when Marjan said that, and Brad was on that call with the central bank, and we've got this Ripple partner that's using RippleNet that has made the statements about XRP in the past. It seems very likely to me that we're going to have the official announcement of ODL in Brazil really soon. And here is kind of a very, very fun story. I happened to just find this, that Vidyamani, she is the vice president of engineering at Ripple. She was formerly with the Stellar blockchain, and then 6 years later, she came to join Ripple. She has been named by Payments Source as one of the most influential women in payments in 2021. So I think that's really fantastic, and she's a great icon or role model for women to code. Yeah, she's a coder. All right, everybody, we're jumping to the fluff. So there's a new company coming to Tokyo that is going to launch these window ads. They're called ad galleries, and it's a new technology that they have for the windows. It's going to roll out in June, and it looks something like this. Wow, I like it. Do you have this in your country? I've never seen it before. I think it'll probably be a static picture. That's what it appears to be, but it looks pretty cool. And I'll show you one more. I get the feeling like I'm on the Las Vegas Strip when I see this. Yeah, I like it. I think it's smart. I'm curious as to what the cost is, what they are going to charge people who want to advertise. It's a new business model. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.